Today, we're putting the fun in Founding Fathers. I know it's a stretch, but go with me, all right? We're covering fascinating money trivia, America edition. I feel like Ben Franklin got all the quotable tweets of the day.
He's just great. I really liked him.
That was really stressful for me. Do they teach this stuff in school?
Hey guys, I'm Rachel Cruz.
I'm George Camel.
And this is Smart Money Happy Hour. Well, this is the show where two friends who happen to be money experts talk about what you're talking about. Everything from pop culture, current events, and money.
And before we get to the content, let's talk about what we're sipping on, Rachel. It is the Broad Stripes and Bright Stars cocktail.
Okay, my thing. Look at that thing.
Look
it
at
sank
that.
to the bottom. Am I going to drink a knife?
You'll be all right. Just don't chug. That's the key.
Okay.
You want to keep the...
I'm good.
Okay.
I know.
We'll
I don't know
get
what to do. I don't know what to do.
Well, Rachel this got knocked down a peg on her rating because there's a dagger in there. But stick around till the end. We're going to give you our rating on the drink and reveal the cost per glass at the end of the episode.
George, we don't always do calendar holiday episodes, there's some there's sometimes you just kind of let April Fools go.
It's a little too on the
St. Patty's
nose.
Day, just let it happen. But every now and again, when America has her birthday, we're gonna point it out.
That's right. And tomorrow, if you're watching this, tomorrow is Independence Day, or as Rachel calls it, 4th of July.
4th of July.
What do you call it?
The
July
4th of
4th?
July. It's July 4th. The 4th of July.
I've never called it Independence Day, to be fair.
When I sing a Martina McBride song.
Oh, that's right.
Which I will not do. Can't trick me there.
You were the one who showed me that song. I had never heard that song.
Of Independence Day?
You would be shocked at how easily I can avoid Martina McBride hits.
Oh my...
I avoided it my whole life until you brought it into my life.
Oh my gosh. No, Independence Day. Or the movie. Little Will Smith action.
Now we're talking.
Okay, so we got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a fun holiday though. This is one that I can get behind. I like the parades. I like the feel of a lake, fireworks, family festivities, some barbecue. Everyone's just out and about, and it's just great. It's a fun holiday for me.
I will agree with that. So happy Independence Day to all who celebrate. We hope your day is full of bald eagles, safe fireworks, and just the right amount of bomb pops. I love a bomb pop.
Oh yeah, do you get the fireworks?
Is
that the little? What's a bomb pop?
Yeah, the ones they snap when you throw them at the ground.
Yeah, we have those.
I also love the bomb pop popsicles. To be fair,
Wait,
the red, white, and blue popsicles. You've never had one of those?
Oh yeah, what are they called though?
Aren't they called bomb pops?
Wow. Which is the name of a firework.
Maybe they changed the name to be more family friendly so that kids would want them more.
Can you shoot off fireworks in your home, or is it illegal in your city?
I think it's illegal in my city.
I know. It's illegal too.
In Franklin, Tennessee, I believe it's illegal.
Yeah.
Now, they have neighborhood fireworks.
Yes.
In my old neighborhood, they used to do that.
So
Epic.
fun. I love it. I love it.
Well, before we jump in, it goes without saying, I'm going to call this out, Rachel. Our country's history isn't perfect. Like most of our monthly budgets, America is a work in progress. All right, we're working on it.
That's right. But, we're blessed to live in this country. It's a great one.
Absolutely.
Great. So we are going to celebrate it. And a few lyrics. You ready for this? About America's early financial strategy. Compliments of Alexander Hamilton.
Okay.
Have you seen Hamilton, the Broadway play?
I have. Incredible.
It's pretty impressive.
Yes.
Yeah. So he was the U.S. first Secretary of Treasury and now a Broadway star. Thank you, Broadway. You ready for this?
What can't he do?
His financial system is a work of genius. I can't undo it if I tried. He took our country from bankruptcy to prosperity. He doesn't get enough credit for all the credit he gave us. Wow. It's pretty good. Hamilton's new financial plan is nothing less than government control. That's what some of these people said about old Hamilton.
Oh, I thought these were lyrics from the Broadway musical Hamilton. I was like, these are terrible lyrics. Oh, it is. I take it back. Great work, Lin-Manuel. I was like, did he have Amazon reviews? Who was reviewing great Secretary of the Treasury? 10 out of 10 would recommend. No, these are actual lyrics from the musical.
Man.
I wanted you to rap them, I guess is what it was
missing.
I
gave a little, I don't know, could you do it?
None of this rhymes, so I struggle.
It's hard
to read in a rap format.
It's very difficult.
I feel like that'd be offensive.
Yeah. We'll let the talented people do their thing.
Well, hear me out. Here. Don't tell Dave Ramsey. Dave, if you're listening, scroll past this. Was Hamilton both the creator of credit and the OG get out of debt guy?
Was he the original get out of debt guy?
Can you be both?
That's right. If you created a system, but you're telling people not to work in
Yeah.
the system, what do you do?
Well, he proposed the idea of a national bank, which would help manage the national debt.
Yeah.
So there we go. He wants to manage the national debt. He encouraged the federal government to pay off all debts from the Revolutionary War, even the ones that were sold at a discount. And he believed in a strong, united federal government, which was essential to economic stability and national security.
Love it.
I feel like he was a fiscally responsible guy.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And he cared. He cared about the finances of America, which we appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's kind of your job as Secretary of the Treasury.
Well, yeah.
You are the CFO of the government.
Yeah, he was the first one, though, right, too? He was the very first.
Yeah.
So, well
We've
done,
had,
Hamilton.
is it 70? How many since then? 79, I think? I think Scott Besant, the current, is 79th.
Oh, wow. Good for
Don't
you.
quote me on that.
Look at you knowing
But Google it and prove me wrong. I dare you.
Look at those numbers. Unbelievable.
No one even is going to dare to Google. I love doing dares that no one else cares about but me. That's how
dare
you
you.
know
I dare
you're a
you.
loser.
Well,
I was right. I got 3 thumbs up.
wow. George, just look at you.
Did my research.
All right. Well, the national debt or the deficit is still a big talking point, in our world today, especially during election cycles. So the national debt, ready for this, is the running total of what the government owes to its creditors.
That's the big scary number.
Yeah, the budget deficit occurs when expenses exceed revenue and increase than the national debt. So we are living beyond our means in America today.
And we've been doing it a long time.
Long time,
I think
George.
we're at the time of this recording, 37 trillion
Isn't it? Yeah. When people
in debt.
like when you start to think about, I'm like, it kind of feels like eternity. When I think about heaven, and you're like, it just keeps going and going. Where you kind of spin out.
It is unfathomable. Because
You
think about it
can't-
for a second, right? You have a million. You know how much a million is?
I do, George. Yeah.
It's 1,000 thousands.
Yes. Okay.
It's 100,000
Okay. Keep
times
going.
10.
Okay. Keep going.
A billion is 1,000 millions.
It's a lot of millions.
So a trillion is 1,000 billions.
I mean, that's a lot. And then it's 36. Is that what you said?
37, I think.
36. Oh, man.
My home screen is the national debt clock, which is
know-
very exciting for me.
Oh, my God.
I don't have friends.
Do you know what I think a good goal for America could be? Just like get our budget balanced. Like let's don't go deeper in. Like, could we just sustain where we are,
Yeah.
regardless of paying off debt, right?
Yeah.
If we were in the baby steps, let's just to get to like where we're starting baby step 1. Like, let's just get even, right? Where we're not digging in more. We're just, that would be a good step, don't you think?
I love how positive you are. You should run for office. I'm
be
too
great.
cynical. I know the unfathomable number and going like, that's going to take generations upon generations to undo. And I hope it
know.
happens.
It is really hard. So yeah, the national debt and the deficit, 2 different things. So always remember that.
So the national debt, think of it like America's credit card bill. The deficit is America living beyond their means and overspending in their every dollar budget. Can you imagine if we actually saw an every dollar budget with all the government numbers of the income, which is from us, the
like
taxpayers?
if this is fun. If America called the Ramsey show and we were hosting.
I love this. Uncle Sam is in Washington,
Yeah.
D.C.
That's good. Yeah, we got Sam in Washington,
Sam
D.C.
in D.C. And he's like, hey, Dave.
Hey, Sam, welcome to the show. How can we help today? And he's like, well, I'm spending more than I make. What would we tell Sam?
Well, we'd go, hey, how much debt do you have? 37 trillion. Well, dad gummit, Sam, what have you been spending all your money on?
Sam!
Funding other countries and war and military and stuff.
We say, Sam, you got to cut the
Programs.
budget, You got to
And they
make
say,
more,
what do you
up
make?
the income, lower the
I
expenses.
don't make 37 trillion. It's going to take a while to pay this off. Sam, you got to get 7 side hustles.
What can we do? That's good.
You got to sell the truck, Sam.
Sam.
You got to sell some tanks. Wait, it's not, whose name is on the tank? It's Israel, I think, is on the... Oh, come on, dude. Like, fund your own life before you go funding all these other countries. What are you doing?
Sam, look at him.
I don't think I'd be very kind
I
to
bet
Sam.
he's got a top hat and a cocktail. That's how I picture him.
I think he should cut the cocktail and get to work. Sell the top hat.
Well, thank
It's not
God
in trend
that we're
anyways.
not in charge of that, George.
Can you imagine?
We can just sit here and talk about it. We don't have to fix it.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is the thing that's been coming up in the news is the devaluation of the dollar. You've heard the death of the dollar and how money gets its value. What is the value of a dollar? That's confusing because you would think $1 equals $1. Nay. So how much do you know about the gold standard, Rachel? You heard about this?
Yeah, I have heard about it. Teach me, though.
Here's the spark notes because nobody cares. Until the early 1900s, there were 4 kinds of currency. You had gold and silver coins, gold and silver certificates, you had banknotes, which were backed by government bonds, and then you had greenbacks, which was a fiat currency declared legal by Congress to help fund the Civil War. So fiat, you're probably wondering, it's a government issued, not backed by a physical commodity.
Okay.
So gold is backed by physical gold, right? Fiat is backed by trust in the government.
Okay.
Give me $1 and you say, this dollar is good for $1 worth of goods. And I trust you.
Okay. Trust.
Got that?
It's a big word.
So
in
the US
relationships
dollar-
and otherwise.
The US dollar began with the Federal Reserve in 1913, and it was intended to be backed by gold. So FDR signed legislation during the Great Depression that criminalized the possession of monetary gold. Can you imagine?
You couldn't have actual gold?
It was illegal.
Really? I learned something new this episode.
Well, the reason is he did this to remove constraints on the Federal Reserve so that it could increase our money supply and stimulate the economy. So basically, as long as the gold's out there, it's not helping the mission here.
Okay.
So we tried to get back to the gold standard after his presidency, but in 1971,
President Nixon came into play. What did he do, George?
he severed any remaining ties between the US dollar and gold. So he cut the gold standard. So now money is not backed by gold, which is mostly okay until inflation gets out of hand.
Yeah. Man, what a history lesson, George.
You're welcome.
Thank you for
Are we
that.
teaching kids this stuff in school still? I don't know what's happening
The
out
history of our money. You know, that's what I wanted for this episode. So I really appreciate Sav, our writer, doing some great research and you delivering the message for what
there. That's what I'm
wanted.
here for. She writes the spark notes, I read the spark notes.
I know, but it's good though.
Team
I think
effort.
it's good to know, where we came from. I'm in the middle of my church history research, George,
Oh, that's
as a
right.
faith,
You
where
were
did we-
deep in it.
Where did we come from? And I think, and same with this, to know where did we come
Where
from
did we
with our
come
money.
from? Where did we go?
You
Where
have
did
that
we come
$1
from?
bill. You think, where did this come from?
Eastern Orthodox.
How did we? It's true. That could be another podcast.
That one that nobody wants to listen to. But
They may. But listen, I will say, there's not a lot of things that we can control, right? Like when Nixon decides if gold is going to be backed by the U.S., all of these things. But one thing we can control is how much of our information is out on the internet.
our digital privacy.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing. When you do not protect your information, it is like a billboard with your name, your email address, your kids' names, everything's out there for data brokers to go and grab. And then they sell your data to other companies. And then, there's texting, harassment, there's phishing, there's all this stuff that can happen. So removing your data is key.
Absolutely. And to solve all of those problems, I use a service called Delete Me, which is worth its weight in gold.
So great.
Full circle moment there.
True. It's so true.
Yeah,
Delete Me
and-
is amazing.
And really, phishing isn't just a tech issue at this point, it's a family issue. So the people that you love in your circles, they're susceptible, vulnerable to this stuff. And it's terrifying how your address, your name, your kids' names, your old phone numbers can be used against you. And so Delete Me goes in, removes all this stuff, sending you a report, showing you what they've done, how much time they've saved you, and it is worth it for the peace of mind. And they're giving our fans, our listeners and viewers, 20% off the annual plans. So it comes out to like $9 a month.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Absolutely
and honestly,
worth
in
it.
our world today, being online and having your information out there, it is a type of security that you want in place because it is. We live online, we do so much online. So getting it removed and making sure that there's not, all these data brokers collecting your information, it is worth it. It's a great service.
So go check it out. Go to joindeleteme.com/smartmoney or use the link in the description to get the deal.
All right. I think we should do a little quiz, George.
Little American money trivia?
Yeah, wouldn't that be fun? I love
Okay.
trivia, even though I'm terrible at it.
That's not true.
Yeah,
Okay, well, we're going
see.
to find out here.
we'll see.
Let's start with the first one.
Okay, this is my question to you. True or false? There was once a $100,000 bill that was only used in bank-to-bank transactions.
I believe that
A $100,000 bill. You are correct. It is true.
because it wasn't for the consumers. It was just bank to banks.
Yeah.
It just made it easier because they're moving a lot of money
Yeah,
at
I
once.
know. But a $100,000 bill?
I'd love to see it.
Me too. Wouldn't it be crazy?
Imagine losing that in your coat
think about
pocket.
think about a $10,000 bill or a $1,000 bill. I mean, you know
No.
what I mean? They jumped to 100,000.
When I have a $100 bill on my person, I get a little nervous. I'm like, today's the day I get robbed. Shouldn't have carried it. I'm an easy target.
Here I am. Look at me.
I look like easy money in the streets.
Can I say, do you carry cash though? I know we teach cash all the time. Don't kill me, everyone. But sometimes I don't carry cash.
Yeah, I have it in a separate little wallet that I only take with me when I know I'm going to need cash, if that makes sense. Because I don't carry a wallet on my person.
Oh, you don't?
No, my phone has a wallet and it just has
you're one of
my
those.
debit card and my license.
Yeah,
and I'll
that's pretty
prove it to you. No credit card here.
Pretty great.
That's it.
You should put a little $100 bill right in there.
I don't know. Yeah, I could shove it in there, I guess, just as a flex.
Yeah, I don't know.
The only time I do use cash a lot, but it's only for my haircuts because I get a $5 discount, famously. So I do go to the
Make sure you have
ATM.
it.
I'll cash out.
you
I'll give
don't.
the exact change to him. Yeah.
Good for you. Okay.
All right. Next trivia question. Which president's face was on that $100,000 bill? That's a much harder question.
Fun. Okay, give me the presidents.
Oh. Calvin
Multiple choice.
Coolidge, A.
Okay, Phil's
B,
right.
Abraham Lincoln. C, George Washington. D, Woodrow Wilson.
Ooh, I'm going to go
double.
A or D. Can I
Coolidge or
phone a
Wilson?
friend? No, I'm kidding. Let's go Coolidge because it just feels cool.
Well, it might feel cool, but it's wrong.
Oh, man. Who was it?
It was your boy Woodrow.
So close. Man.
What happened to the name Woodrow? We got to bring it back.
Can I tell you?
Is there a guy named Woody out there? Is like full name Woodrow?
I don't know about a person, but I know about a dog. One of our puppies that left us and went to a family, they named him Woodrow. So
That's
it's Woody.
cute.
Isn't that sweet? I know. Oh, Woodrow.
Hey,
What a
leave a
gr- what a
comment if your
great-
son's name is Woodrow.
What a great name. If
Woodrow?
I had another, Charles and Woodrow.
Yeah. Because it's one of those names that as you get older, it gets better. It's like a fine wine.
Yeah.
But a
yeah.
baby named Woodrow, we can all admit, weird. But you go with Woody. Oh, look at the little baby
I
Woody.
know, but then I'm thinking Toy Story.
100%.
So what do you do about that? What if you had a Buzz and a Woody?
Was his official name Buzz?
Buzz Lightyear and Woody from Toy Story.
I just got to know, like Buzz Aldrin. His real name is not Buzz,
Oh,
right?
that's true.
I think
No, I bet
it was
it
a
is.
nickname. Another Google search.
Edwin Eugene.
Perfect.
Oh, Edwin, another great name. Man, we've lost some
Bring
good
back
ones.
Edwin. I love it.
All right, next
All right,
up,
next
George.
up.
Here we go.
I'm not going to look.
Trivia question number 3. Which U.S. president added to the national deficit the most? Okay, who added? Ready? Ronald Reagan, FDR, Bill Clinton, or Jimmy Carter?
I know it wasn't Clinton because he actually did a bang-up job with the deficit.
Mm-hmm. did do great at the
Who were the
deficit.
others?
We got Ronald Reagan,
Okay.
Bill Clinton, and FDR.
That's it? 3 options?
And Jimmy Carter.
Oh, Carter.
Sorry.
I don't think it was Carter. He does Habitat for Humanity. He doesn't seem like a guy who's trying to overspend. I'm going to go FDR.
You are correct.
Yes!
I say that with a little disdain, but you're winning.
That's pretty good, and I did not cheat.
So get this, George. The top 4 presidents who increased the national debt the most by percentage. You ready? FDR grew it from about, 792% because of the Great
Increase.
Depression. Yeah, in World War II.
That's a bad hand he got dealt
Oh,
with.
no, we got Woodrow again. Woodrow Wilson. He grew the debt by 790%. So he increased it from $2.9 billion in 1913 when he took office. And then when he left in 1921, it was $23.9 billion.
Almost 10x.
Not good. Ronald Reagan by 161%. Tax cuts decreased social spending and increased military spending. And then George W. Bush grew the debt by 73%. Tax cuts, war costs, and the Great Recession.
Wow.
Man, look
Here's
at
the
that.
good news, though. Woodrow Wilson had his face on the $100,000 bill while growing the
He's
national debt by 790%.
I know. He should have had
Anything's
some
possible.
of those.
Dream big, guys.
Do what you can.
All right, next trivia question. What were the average weekly earnings for a factory worker during the industrial boom of the 1920s?
Ooh, okay.
Was it A, $10.50,
Okay.
B, $34.19, C, $23.82, or D, $18.70?
I'm going to go A.
Average weekly earnings.
A weekly.
So what you would earn in a week, is it $10, $34, $23, or $18?
I'm going to go 23.
Correct.
No way.
Way to go.
It's great.
So
Felt
kids
right.
out there, whenever you're complaining about the wages these days, $23 was the weekly earnings
That's wild.
for a factory, that's hard work in the factory.
Yes. The physical labor.
Wow.
All right, you ready? Why is money green, George? A, green ink was used to limit the risk of counterfeit cash. B, it was a well-liked color that was different than other colors used in the flag. C, it was George Washington's favorite color. Or D, green symbolizes fertile land and prosperity.
Wow. Okay, process of elimination. I don't think they were in the marketing meeting and Washington was like, green's my favorite color. If we could go with that, it'd be really cool. I also don't think that green ink limited counterfeit cash.
Okay.
I don't think it was a well-liked color. I'm going to go represents the fertile land of prosperity.
Okay. You're wrong.
No! It was his favorite color, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. That would be so funny.
Which one is it?
It was A. Green ink was used to limit the risk of counterfeit cash.
Okay. Who knew? I don't know how that limits the risk.
I'm not sure. I don't know the history.
When
on
I
it.
was at the Apple store, we had to check any bill over, I think a 20 or more. We had to check it with the marker.
With the highlighter thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
to
that's
see if
fun.
it was real. And I always felt like a jerk
Oh, yeah.
to be like, I think you're giving me fake money, sir.
So I've got to check it. You could say company policy.
Anyways, that's my story.
It's good.
Next trivia question. Which historical figure is this quote attributed to?
Okay.
A penny saved is a penny earned.
Oh, yeah. Was
Was it A, Teddy Roosevelt, B, Alexander Hamilton, C, Ben Franklin, or D, Dave Ramsey? That's a freebie. Teddy, Alex, Benny, Davey.
I'm going to go Frankie.
Ben Franklin.
Yeah.
You would be correct.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Yeah. It feels right.
I feel like Ben Franklin got all the quotable
He
tweets of the
He's
day.
just great. I really liked him.
I think Alexander Hamilton, a little long-winded, a little long in the tooth,
Yeah.
as they say.
I think that's true. I know. Yeah.
Ben
good.
Franklin spoke in tweets.
He knew.
I love it.
He knew what was happening. All right. You ready for yours? True or false? Pennies have always been made out of copper.
False.
Correct. In 1943, all pennies were made from steel because copper was needed as ammunition in World War II. So they changed the material of the penny in World War II.
I'm going to be honest, didn't know the reason, but I just knew that it wasn't always that way.
Yeah. A lot happened in World War II. You think about that.
I guess that's a true statement. I mean, you can't deny it. You can say that about any war.
I know, but I do feel like it shifted a lot.
You're the person who
You
has a
think about
glass
that.
of wine and says, a lot going on in here. Very complex.
Very complex.
Wow.
There's a lot of notes.
Here we go. Next trivia question. It's number 8 if you're keeping track at home on your scoreboards. If this is your big date night, love that for you. Why do we say buck as a slang term that means dollar?
Oh.
Was it A, buck used to mean ticket, and a ticket is a symbol of payment? Was it B, deer skins were once traded as currency? Was it C, buck was a nickname for the Secretary of the Treasury? Or was it D, buck was once a popular term for budget in England?
I'm going to go A.
Buck used to mean ticket, and a ticket is a symbol of payment?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not that.
Oh, shoot.
I wouldn't have guessed this either. Deer skins.
No, I thought that's too obvious.
Deer skins were once traded as currency.
Really?
I guess think about the old, who was the guy with the big, raccoon hat?
Daniel Boone?
Think
Davy
about
Crockett?
that. Yeah, Davy Crockett. I could see them trading deer skins.
Yeah,
Like, hey,
just
you got a
trading
buck
animal
on you?
fur.
Can I borrow a buck?
Got a raccoon, I'll put it on my head, you know?
That was currency
That's what
back
they
then.
do.
Simpler times.
The volunteers right there.
Would you survive in those times if you had to kill a deer to get
No.
the skin to then use it
No,
as money?
I'm very nervous about the end of the world because we are going to have to.
Hold on, is this
We
why
are
you
going to
married
have
Winston?
to do all that. I don't know, but Winston is the one that everyone's going to come to because I think he's like one of the only hunters in
America?
No, in our vicinity of friends and stuff.
I was like, did he tell you that?
He can no, but he's he's gonna be our protein guy, you know?
You got to I've always said you got to have a protein guy.
We need protein and the end of the world happens. Winston will find it.
I think I would forage. I think I'd be a good forager.
What does that mean?
I'd find little wild berries and mushrooms, you know? I'd be accidentally vegan because I'd refuse to kill anything, but I'd be really good at hide and seek. A little scavenger hunt.
Oh my god.
I can get into small places. Think about it, a little hole in a tree. I can dig in there for some,
nuts.
yeah.
George
Steal
comes
some
out
acorns.
with some acorns.
Me and a squirrel get into a fist fight. I could take a squirrel. 1. 2
Oh my
squirrels,
gosh.
dangerous.
No, I think that would be the worst time to live, during that. It would be so difficult for me. Titanic days, I could do that. 1912s, you know?
Oh, not on the Titanic. I was like, you wouldn't have survived the Titanic.
I am a woman. Women and children, you know? They
How
were the
many
first.
survived?
I don't know my Titanic knowledge, even though I've been to 2 Titanic museums.
Next Google search.
But I do think Oregon Trail Day, like all of those days, that would be tough. Like when we went as kids to Travelers Rest in Nashville, old Nashville, we
What
went
is
with
that?
like our Girl Scouts. It was like
a theme park?
No, it was like a historical site of like settlers and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but you look at that. I mean, that is tough, y'all. Like Little House on the Prairie days. Man.
You lost me washing my own dishes, let alone dying of dysentery.
Yes. I mean, seriously, like that's hard. That is hard. That's
Wow.
hard. And you know
Thank
what?
you for acknowledging that. I'm sure they're out there going, finally, someone acknowledges how hard we had it.
Yeah, we are bored in today's world. What we argue about all of this is because we don't have to find deer and kill it for skin to trade a buck.
We'll
you
have
know?
to forage. No
or,
foraging.
or no foraging.
We forage for fun
We're
now.
bored. We have everything provided, and now we just get to make up stuff that we're all
If you
mad
took
at.
nothing else from this episode, know that you have it good in today's
know.
America.
It is true. That's
All
right.
right, what's the stats?
706 people survived.
That's pretty good.
Only 700, man.
I thought that was a lot. How many people were on it total?
2,240.
More people.
No, it was 2,200 total, and 700 survived.
Yeah, but more died.
Yes.
Wow.
More died?
More died than survived.
Well, yeah, I would think.
Oh, that's right, because Rose says there's not enough lifeboats for half on the ship. That's right. She does say that in the movie.
I'm just saying, as far as tragedies go, that's a lot of survivors. That's a pretty good survival rate for an entire ship that went down.
No, that is terrible, though.
Wait, is your knowledge of Titanic based on the movie only?
I've been to 2 museums.
Oh,
I had
they have multiple museums?
there was one in Pigeon Forge and then one in Branson, Missouri.
I don't think either of those are official
And when you got-
museums.
No, they are. No, they're legitimate. Yeah, they have artifacts and stuff. And when you go, you get a ticket as a passenger. And then at the end, you get to see if you survived or died.
So if you're a woman, you go like, I survived the Titanic museum.
Apparently not, because I think, I don't know.
Wow.
It's real.
I'm just glad I wasn't on that ship because it was inequality back
We've
then.
been on a cruise
Women
recently.
And children yeah.
Could you imagine?
Very
Yeah.
thankful. I was a little bit nervous. I was like, I know that like cruises don't just sink anymore, but what if I'm on the one?
Yeah, I know.
And
Yeah.
it's not even like I wouldn't even get named on it. It would just be like Dave Ramsey and others. You know what I mean? Like I would just be others.
The tragedy would all.
Yeah, that's why I never want to die with a celebrity. I want to be the most important of all the people who died. At least make the headline. If I died with you, they just be like Rachel Cruz and friends didn't survive the Titanic.
Oh my gosh.
That's comforting.
Now, one reason I appreciate living in today's world is that we get to experience cozy earth products.
Yes. No
'Cause-
more deer skin
Yeah,
for
no.
warmth.
No. We get big blankets.
Much more luxurious.
Yes, cozy, wonderful products that just make you just feel warm inside, That's what we want. So
That's how we know we're thriving and not just surviving in today's world is because Cozy Earth exists.
That's right. And we are happy. We are happy they exist because the pajamas, the sheets, the bathrobes, the joggers. I mean, we could go on and on. The socks. Everything about the products are such quality. They're amazing.
I wore the socks yesterday proudly with shorts, which I know is kind of Gen Z of me.
That is.
Yeah, I'm showing less ankle these days with my Cozy Earth socks.
Yeah.
Cover those ankles up.
Yeah. How were they? Comfortable?
Amazing.
So good.
I got comments on them. People were very impressed.
George, it's great. What color were they?
They were blue on the tip and then white all the way.
So Gen Z.
Got my brother a pair.
Because they are
Now we're
stylish over
matching.
at Cozy Earth. The
It's the
fits are
best.
great. They
and
really
we just put our Cozy Earth bed sheets on. It was bed sheet day at the Camel House.
Yes.
Game changer.
I know.
Still just as good as the day we got them.
It's amazing. Yeah, their stuff is absolutely incredible. So if you've not checked it out, make sure you do because it's worth it. It is worth the investment because, man, the quality, and it lasts. That's what I love. You wash the sheets. We've had them for months. We wash them every week. They are still great. They still feel new. The clothes, everything. It's great.
So if you want a sweet discount, they're giving Smart Money Happy Hour listeners and viewers up to 40% off if you use the code Smart Money at checkout or go to cozyearth.com/smartmoney. We'll drop a link in the description to make it easy on you.
All right, next trivia question. How much was the Louisiana Purchase a sale in 1803, which the U.S. doubled its size by purchasing approximately 828,000 square miles of land west of the Mississippi from France?
There's a lot going on there.
There's a lot. Okay, ready for this? A, 217 million. B, 150,000. C, 15 million. Or D, 557,000. How much was
Okay,
the
I'm
Louisiana purchase in 1803?
In 1803, 150 grand might as well be 15 million. So I'm going to say B, $150,000.
No.
How much?
C, 15 million.
I think they overpaid. To be fair.
Oh,
800,000 square miles. That's a lot of miles.
That's a lot. Yeah. For 15 million.
How do you like do a valuation on land back in
I don't
1803?
know. Do you ever have this thought? Because I do sometimes. What if you like picked up your money today and got placed like back in history?
Oh my gosh.
And what you could do, like, do you ever think about that?
I've never have, but now I'm excited at the prospect. Building a time machine.
Yeah, I know.
I would probably have a moat. I think that'd be a starter for me. I've always wanted a moat. I feel like anyone with wealth had a moat.
Yeah.
Like separate.
Yeah.
A little
The
bit of
peasants
water.
from
Yeah.
George.
You're not getting
King
over here.
George.
I'm not lowering the
King
drawbridge.
George, you are who we were against in America in 1776.
Wow.
Wow, I didn't think
Where
about
was Queen Rachel?
you as the enemy. Yeah, for our freedom that we're celebrating tomorrow.
I do have a punchable face, so it makes sense.
No.
I'm an adversary.
Okay, next.
15 million. Can you imagine if France never let go of it? Would everyone be French west of the Mississippi?
Oh, that would be very interesting.
That explains New Orleans.
Yeah.
Think about it. Get
Yeah,
back to me.
They do, yeah.
What form of currency is the world's currency? Is it A, the British pound, B, US dollar, C, euro, or D, Japanese yen?
Oh, man. This is so American. I'm going to say dollar.
Well, as usual, you are right as an American.
Oh, yes. Okay. Okay.
The US dollar
There you
accounts
go.
for around 60% of global foreign exchange reserves.
Okay.
Here's the quote. The dollar is to international finance what the English language is to international communication.
Oh, well, there you
direct
go.
quote.
Oh, I can't wait for this next one. Are you ready? Rachel on the Oregon Trail. Here she comes.
Oh, no.
What was the approximate cost of a covered wagon in 1850? $325, $73, $50, or $185.
Let's see. Covered wagon. All right. It's just a piece of wood, wooden wheels. Doesn't come with the horse. Horse not
I mean,
included.
it doesn't say in the question. $325,
I'm
$73, $50, or $185.
I'm going 185.
You're correct.
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding.
I just didn't want the high
$185, yeah.
answer. I feel like that's a trap.
So in today's money, it would cost you around $7,092.77. So, hey.
Oh, I
You'd
thought that
spend
was
that
like
for
the going rate for a covered wagon currently. I was like, you can buy them?
No, I
Like,
think
that's
if
a
we
tiny
like,
home
yeah.
for a lot of people.
Yeah.
For $7,000, that's a deal.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, let's do a little finale rapid fire round.
Okay.
So your one request for this episode was a presidential currency quiz.
Okay, I did think this was fun, y'all. I was like, oh my gosh, what if we took all the bills and the coins? Like, do we know all the presidents on all of them? Because I don't.
I'm covering
but I thought
up
that'd be fun.
the
Okay, I am
presidents
too.
next
I'm gonna play fair.
Let's start easy. Play along at home. If you're by yourself, say it out loud so that the Lord
I'm gonna be
knows.
so bad at this. Okay. The $1 bill. Anyone know? Anyone?
Whose face is on the $1 bill? Kids, guess at home. George Washington.
George Washington. I did know that one. Okay.
right.
Next. The $2 bill.
I know this one because
You
we just
do?
played a game downtown called Dropping a Deuce, where you got $2 bill if you guessed who was on the bill.
Man. What a name. I don't know.
Thomas Jefferson. Ever heard of him?
Okay. Yeah, I have. Okay, the $5 bill.
Okay, I'm thinking.
I think I know. Isn't it Lincoln?
Yes.
Oh,
It is Lincoln.
Lincoln. Okay. Ready, guys? The $10 bill.
This is where it starts to get tricky for me. What's your guess?
Ooh, John Adams.
I was going to say Jackson.
Who is it?
Hamilton.
Oh, Hamilton. Golly, we should have known that one.
Okay.
All right, the $20 bill.
I'll give it a beat for the people,
Okay.
but this one's Jackson.
I think this one's Jackson. Correct. Okay. $50 bill. I think this is Grant.
100% it's Grant.
Okay. Ulysses Grant. Ulysses Grant.
What, that name needs
Now
to come
that
back.
name, ooh, I'd have a hard time pronouncing that one. Ulysses?
Imagine that on the Starbucks cup.
Never get it. Never get it
Would
right.
you just go by like Yuli? That's even more confusing.
You? I don't know. I was trying to
Okay.
get a. All right, next, the $100 bill.
Oh, I can picture it.
This is Benjamin Franklin.
That's your boy.
Okay, we got him. The penny, Abe Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Okay.
Classic.
Nickel.
Oh, gosh. Is it Jackson?
Adams.
Jefferson.
Jefferson.
How did he get the nickel?
Dime.
This is
Terrible
so
at
much
this.
harder than I thought.
don't
I'm trying
know.
to picture a dime. We've already burned Lincoln. We already got Jefferson. Who's left? There's only so many presidents. They have to be super old. And it's not Jackson. We're not reusing presidents anymore for some reason. Okay.
I don't know who.
Adams?
FDR.
Okay, that one really,
Yeah, that throws me.
wow.
We need to see this in action.
Don't act like you guys knew it at home.
Okay, and then I should know this, the quarter?
Washington.
Yeah, I was going to say, but you didn't say we were going to reuse presidents.
I was just surprised.
Okay, yeah. So we got Washington. All right. That was fun.
That was really stressful for me.
So great. Well,
Do they teach this stuff in school? Your kids are.
yeah. Yeah, they teach like I don't know about the president's faces. I'm sure they do.
I feel like that's somewhat important.
They should know. Yeah.
I haven't needed to know it until now.
I
So,
know.
Is it that
Man, what a
important?
history, you know? It's always good to know. Go back to your roots, if you will.
Yeah.
How did we get here? How
We
did we
still
get here?
don't know.
Yeah.
But we know random money trivia that we can impress our friends with.
That's right. But always remember, when it comes to the government, the economy, everything else in our world and our country, that what happens to your house is the most important thing. So we are learning over and over again from the macro level, like you can't control everything, right? There's stuff that's going to happen that we have no control over, but controlling what's in your house is so key. So that's always an important message to remember because we can't get caught up in what's going on with the deficit and you know what I mean? Like, all this stuff. And it's like, listen, what can we control is what we can control.
And I like to just zoom out, get some perspective, and realize that when economics and politics stress me out, I need to remember we are living our ancestors' dreams. So it's easy to feel entitled, like things should be better. You're right. There's still progress to be made, but we have it pretty dang good.
That's right. I appreciate that.
That we
Jordan.
can just do a podcast for fun. We can just
Yeah,
send
that
out
we
a
get to
tweet
say- Yeah.
to all the world to see.
Yeah. And it's amazing.
There's a lot of freedom there. And there is a lot of opportunity to be had in America specifically.
Yes.
And it's why people want to be here. They want
Yes,
to come
it
here.
is the
and
land of opportunity.
life
There
better.
is. There's something about it that's beautiful and it sparks like this wonderful spirit of innovation and like creating things. And it's awesome. It's
And I
great.
say that as a child of immigrants, that, my family, when they came here, like, I can't imagine what my life would have been like
Yeah.
if they had never moved.
Well, the stat, and I wish I knew it off the top of my head, I don't, but people that immigrate to this country legally and they do it all, like they are like 8 times more likely to become millionaires
Wow.
than Americans who were born here. Isn't that wild?
Is that just a lack of entitlement and more just like, I got to
Oh, I
really
think
work
so.
my butt
Oh,
off?
yeah. And they see, they come and they're like, oh my gosh, I can do this, this, and this. Where I think we are probably more apt to be like, oh,
And
what do
maybe
we
more
have? Like,
entrepreneurial. Like, they start their own thing. a lot
yeah,
of the time.
totally. Yeah. But it's
I love
awesome.
that.
So great. So great.
Makes
It's
me,
a beautiful
grateful.
thing. A melting pot, if you will.
Proud to be.
I'm telling you, if you ever go to Disney World, The Great American Adventure is one of the best shows in Epcot in the American area. It is so good. It does. It makes you just feel like, man,
Wow.
it's just great.
You
It's
should be a
beautiful.
travel agent because so far I want to go to Pigeon Forge and Branson to see the 2 Titanic museums, and I want to go to Disney.
Hey, the Titanic Museum, you know what else they have? They have a massive area where the iceberg and the water is, and you get to put your hand in and feel how cold the water was.
Wow. Poor Jack. Poor Jack.
That'll get you to some reality real quick.
And lastly, if you're looking for a helpful way to take control of your money, we think Every Dollar is a great way to start.
Yeah.
It's our budgeting app. We'll put a link in the description if you want to go check it out and get
If
started.
you're going to Branson for the Titanic Museum, budget your way
Budget
there.
for it.
You know?
I imagine it's at least $10 to enter that museum.
No, I think it's probably a little bit more than that. But go get a great dinner in Branson, go see the Titanic Museum, budget for like the Buc-ee stops on the way there, and it'll be a great road trip. But use every dollar for it. It's great. Fantastic. All right, before we spill the tea on guilty as charged, I am way ahead of you, George, on this one. This drink, I liked it. It was
a good
so
one.
summery.
It's the Broad Stripes and Bright Stars drink.
I know. I appreciate Michael.
You did better than I did. Let me get one more sip to really get a vibe on it. I'm going to go 8 out of 10 on this one.
Yeah.
I thought it was really nice. It's got the right amount of sweetness. It's got a complexity to it, so I'm interested to see what's in it.
Yeah, so this would not be a drink I would order at a restaurant before dinner. Like I would probably get like more of a cocktail. This feels more like a, because there's a lot here. It's kind of heavy.
Yes.
It's kind of a heavy drink. So it would be like a, I don't know, 4 o'clock.
Okay, we're putting times now.
I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? Like it is a heavier, sweeter drink. So just remember that when you make it for what?
Here's the cost breakdown. You want to take a guess since we're doing trivia?
Oh, sure. $2.73.
You were literally 20 cents off.
Oh, man.
It's
What was it?
$2.53.
I was so close. So
Here's
close.
what's in it. It's got absinthe. That kind of gives it that licorice-y flavor. Blueberry vodka,
Wow.
simple syrup, lemon juice, raspberry liqueur, ginger beer, blueberries to garnish, and a sugar cube to garnish.
Wow.
So a lot going on there, but
Yeah, it's
still
a
very
lot.
affordable drink. Give it a try this weekend. The recipe's in the show notes or on a Tuesday night. Who am I to judge? You can drink it at 4 p.m. if you want.
That's the time I would recommend.
It's America, all right? Land of the free.
Especially during the 4th of July. You know, during this weekend
That's
celebration.
true.
Enjoy
if you
it.
have not batched a cocktail yet for your guests.
Yeah, that would
This
be
would
a
be a fun
fun.
one.
That would be a fun
And
one.
you can all say, hey guys, we should all watch Smart Bunny Happy Hour before the fireworks. You laugh, but someone's going to do it and they're going to say, everyone had a
Appreciate
great time.
y'all. I know. Thought this was so good. All right, George, are you ready? Now it's time for Guilty as Charged. And this is where we ask each other a guilty as charged question every week. And if we're guilty, we take a sip. Here's this week's question, George. Have you ever been in another country and thought, they're doing this better than we are?
Oh, 100%. As someone who grew up with a different culture food, Middle Eastern food, I find that American food can sometimes be just salty, not very interesting. So
True.
here's what happened. There was a time I went to Europe on a college trip, and I went to McDonald's, and I got like a Big Mac.
Okay.
And it was served on a brioche bun, and it was elegantly prepared. It was beautiful. I don't know why. And it turns out in Burger King in France, you can get caviar with your meal. They're just doing it different over there in France.
Wow, they're bougie.
And so I had that McDonald's in France, and I went, wow, this is what McDonald's
doing it.
could be.
Yes.
It was like McDonald's with a master's degree. You know, it got its
Yeah.
life together. It
God.
moved out of its parents' basement. It was like, we can do this, guys.
Elevated, got
Yeah.
that first salary, invested
Exactly.
in a 401k. You know, it's just like
100%.
he's doing something right. Man, that feels great.
So that one felt different. I was like, I didn't know fast food could be this good.
Yeah, that's good.
How about you?
That's good.
Any
You know,
international experiences?
Yes, I have had some, and they've all been great. But I think the best, I studied abroad in college. I was in Spain.
Of course. You were the target demo for I studied abroad. How much studying did you
For
do?
a 6 week. It was only 6 weeks. So it was like a
Did
half
you
a
even
semester. It was
crack
like a
open
mini
textbook?
semester.
Be honest. Did you crack
Yeah,
open
we
a
had to do
textbook?
Spanish. So
In
did we
where?
study?
Spain?
Yes. So we were north of Madrid in Salamanca. That's what it was called.
That's your best
And it was a-
pronunciation after spending 6
Salamanca,
weeks
that's
there?
how you pronounce it. And I will say, you know, in Spanish, no offense to the Spaniards out there, but how they, you know, enunciate their words and say their words, it's not very pretty Spanish. It's not like Mexico Spanish, but because they
I've heard this. Like the real way to say it is Barcelona.
Barcelona. Yeah, they like
Barcelona.
It's gracias. Like it's. I'm sorry. I don't know. I think I'd rather gracias.
I want to know how many Spaniards are watching, and are you offended? Let us know in the comments.
I'm sorry. You can
Looking
be
forward
honest.
to
You know.
that.
So what I liked about it, we live in this like little town where you walk everywhere. It's like cobblestone streets, very picturesque, and all the shops. I remember like we'd go to class for like maybe an hour and a half or something, and then you'd have all day to like hang out and everything would shut down from like 1 to 4 for siestas.
That's
So people
what's
would
up.
go and like everything would shut down. Then you'd come back out for dinner and like it was just this like walking, slow pace, beautiful, fun, vibrant time, you know? But granted, I was 20 years old and had no responsibility in life. So that's probably the eyes I was seeing it out
That
of.
helped.
But I do think that slower culture, there is something about it that is, they're getting it right over there
That's a good one.
in that way. I do. I think so.
I do. I need to go back in my adulthood now. Have you been back to Europe as an adult?
We did Scotland and Ireland. Yeah, but I haven't done like Mediterranean. Like we haven't done like Italy or like those kind of places. It's like
We
on my
should go.
bucket list.
Group trip.
Group trip. We should.
Me and Winston on a Vespa? Are you kidding me? Not together. We'd have separate Vespas.
Just going all the way through the streets. A beautiful thing.
All right.
Oh,
That's
my
fun.
gosh. Well, if you have a guilty as charged question, make sure to DM us at Rachel Cruz and at George Camel. And like and subscribe to this channel because we put new episodes out every Thursday. And make sure to check out the episode, Unique Holiday Traditions That You Will Not Find in the U.S. It's a great one. So make sure to click over to that. And we'll see you guys next Thursday on an all-new episode of
Smart Money Happy
Hour.